What is up, everyone? In this video, we're gonna talk about SARA. We're gonna take a look at her at C0 and see if she's worth it or not. For a lot of people, it's not your choice. A lot of people are gonna be F2P or small spenders. They're gonna have to hope that they're gonna get SARA. Because it seems like when I was summoning for Raiden Shogun, the chance for me to get SARA was very, very low. I think up until second Shogun, I didn't have any SARA, so I really hope you good luck. I have my SARA at level 90 because of her talents. We're gonna talk about that later. But right now, she has 1900 attack with 65% critical rate, 208% critical damage, and electro damage bonus. I'm using Skyward Harp R5 just because of her burst damage. For the artifacts, I recommend you to use 4-piece Noblesse Oblige because you're not going to be using her on the field for a long time doing auto attacks, so Noblesse is going to be best in slot artifacts for her. No Constellations. Talents, I have her at 666. And this is her normal attack. 5 consecutive shots, okay? And charge attack, when you're in Crow Feather cover state and a fully charged arrow will leave a crow feather behind after it hits. This E skill, it's going to make you fall behind. You could use this to dodge skills, dodge attacks, and then after that, you gain this crow feather cover for 18 seconds. And then when you do a fully charged shot, it will leave a crow feather at the target location. After a short time, it's going to deal electro damage, and then it will grant the active character within its AoE an attack bonus based on SARA's base attack. That is why using 5-star weapon on SARA is very important. It doesn't have to be Skyward Harp. Just anything is fine. Or you could use 4-star weapon that has the highest base attack. And this is what kind of makes her a little weird. If I have to compare SARA with another attack buffer, that is going to be Bennett. And Bennett Q, you can just use it and swap out. It heals, it doesn't take a lot of hassle, and they're both 4 stars. For a YouTube showcase, I would say that SARA is my lifesaver because now I can finally showcase some characters without infusing Pyro to my normal attacks now. Thank you very much. We're gonna move on to Q. So basically, you hit something after you use Q, of course, and then from that target location, it's going to make this cross sign. Cross sign, is that a good explanation? Well, you can see it on the screen. Like you hit something and then there's a cross, okay? Or a plus sign. Whatever you want to call it. The first hit is going to do big PP damage, 573% at level 6. After that, the follow-up is going to do 47.8% damage. And cooldown is 20 seconds, energy cost 80. We're gonna move on to the passive. While in the Crow Feather cover state provided by E, aim shot charge times are decreased by 60%. So this, you're gonna have to make her to level 70 at least to be able to buff better. Moving on to the next one. Decorum, the last passive. When Tengu Jurai ambush his opponents, SARA will restore 1.2 energy to all party members for every 100% energy charge she has. This effect can be triggered once every 3 seconds. You have to either give up the damage for your Q by switching out your attack percentage since. No, I don't want to use energy charge. I want that Q damage, man. 570% on her Q is absolutely fine. Why do you make me want to change this to energy charge so that I get extra 1.2 energy to all my party members? This is no bueno. You can give her a lot of energy charge, alright? If you just treat her like a pure attack buffer, then you can probably just give her all those energy charge and that's gonna be fine. Moving on to the very last passive that I wanted to point out. I was waiting for a dispatch character that reduces time, and now we have her. Another reason for us to go for SARA. What was the character that we couldn't do a showcase because of Bennett? There's a lot actually, right? DPS Kazuha. There is Eula, right? Attack bonus duration is 6 seconds. It lasts for 6 seconds. How would I use this? Sarah can't buff Eula. Why do you think she can't? Okay, here. The buff duration ends before the explosion. Did you know that if you swap out from Eula to something else, it explodes right away? Motherfucker. Seriously, dude? What the fuck? Get lost. Man, they want Eula so bad. Alright, so my only concern right here is that SARA's attack buff only lasts for 6 seconds. That is going to limit us from getting full stacks on Eula because Eula can stay on the field for 7 seconds. We can probably compare some of the damage with SARA and Bennett like that, but a huge benefit for me to use SARA instead of Bennett is that while I'm stacking with Eula, I can get that physical damage bonus while I'm attacking with auto attacks. That was my complaint when I was using Eula with Bennett. One other thing I would like to emphasize is that I have Jean C2. After she gets a particle, my party member will get movement speed and attack speed increased by 15%. So my Eula attack speed is going to be very fast. So I don't think she has any problem stacking with 6 seconds. I changed my mind. I'm not gonna do this in Geofrog. Let's go find our old buddy, Misonari, or whatever his name is. Masanori. $807k with Kujosara's buff. That 6-second constraint kinda sucks ass. How many times did I hit? I hit 2 times. That was 800k. Okay, so the reason why I swapped out so fast was because I swapped out to Eula, right? I used E. I think that was a mistake. I was supposed to use E beforehand. I swapped to Eula, used E, Q, hold E, so that wasted a lot of time. So for Bennett, I'll do the same thing. 3. Nice. To me. 1, 2. Okay, so we have seen a 90k damage. That is the difference between the multiplier for their buff. My Bennett Q level 13 gives 120% and Kujosara 60%. So that is the difference. It feels like having Kujosara will not benefit Eula so much, because for Eula, she needs to get a lot of stacks before she can explode her Q, right? So in order for you to do more damage as F2P small spender, even for whales, you would like to keep her on the field for a long time and get that juicy stacks. But with Kujosara, you can't do that. So, although I do some pyro damage with Bennett, I would much rather use Bennett more than Kujosara. Kinda sad. Mihoyo, what the f? Instead of making Kujosara buff other characters, we're gonna make other characters buff Kujosara so that we will do some big PP damage with SARA. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay, here we go. 100k, let's go! So you're not gonna be using Kujosara like this, right? But I love how we have a character that buffs without infusing some elements to the active characters. However, the attack buff duration is too short in my opinion. Anyways, because we have Kujosara, Kaching showcase incoming again with Kujosara. It will be sad for us to just leave this video like this, right? We're gonna talk about her constellations as well. Kujosara C1. When Tengu Jurai grants characters attack bonuses or hits opponents, the cooldown of Tengu Storm's Call, which is her E, is decreased by 1 second. So one thing I have noticed while I was using her, while she was in the rotation team, is that after I buffed other characters, I came back, used Q here and there, and then when I wanted to attack buff something, or myself, I was like, wait, the cooldown. So this is going to help her grant attack buff more frequently, so this is a good constellation. And C2, unleashing Tengu Stormcall will leave a weaker Crow Feather at Kujosara's original position that will deal 30% of its original damage. I will see how we can utilize this better, but because we have C1, we can make a better use of this constellation. So this is very nice. Imagine if this was C1. It would be a little weird, but it makes sense because you have C1. And this is your Q. And C4, it says number of Tengu Jurai Storm Cluster released by your Q is increased to 6. So instead of 4, you're gonna release 6. That's always a good thing, right? And C5, your E skill. So from 60%, now you're gonna give 73% attack. And this is the killer. The electro damage of characters who have had their attack increased by Tengu Jurai has its crit damage increased by 60%. This is good if you can get C6 Kujosara. But for those people who play this game for free, you would look at this and be like, what the fuck? So if you had been saving your primal gems and for whatever reason you were able to C6 Kujosara, congratulations. That's really good. Because this will allow me to do more damage with Bao. It means a lot. Let me explain a little bit more about this? Because Raiden Shogun is built around energy recharge, and her best in slot weapon having energy recharge on the main stats, it's gonna make it really hard for you to build her with critical chance, critical damage. So for me, I have 66% critical rate. A lot of the people and content creators stay at 120% critical damage. But that 60% extra critical damage from Kujo SARA, it's amazing. It's really good. Because you're gonna have to use Raiden Q for 7 seconds and auto attack in order for you to recover energy for your party members, this is going to help you do a lot more damage than before. So mathematically speaking, that 60% critical damage bonus for my Raiden right here with 140% critical damage will give me extra 25% overall damage. For those of you guys who didn't understand that, there's something called Diminishing Return, and this critical damage would be doing 2.4 times damage if I do crit. But if I get that 60% critical damage, this is gonna become 200% critical damage, which means if I do crit, I will do times 3 damage. From 2.4 times to 3 times, what you want to do is just multiply 1.25 from 2.4, that will become 3. That means from 60% critical damage, I would get 25% overall damage. So finally, now that I have my Kujo SARA at C6, we can probably do more showcase instead of using Bennett. I think this is a good change to the game because we were learning that it is so much better for us to have a rotation team instead of investing fully into one main DPS. That is what I think about Kujo SARA. She's good for rotation team. Bennett is good for a big PP damage DPS, especially when you have him at C5 or below. But because I have him at C6, I have a lot of restrictions for the showcase. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios.